Et salut à tous, c'est Captain, je suis ravi de vous retrouver pour l'épisode 9 de cette série sur The Council. J'ai l'impression d'avoir un col roulé, c'est bizarre. Alors que c'est exactement le même pull qui est.
I sense that Mr. Peru is about to surprise us too.
I believed in him. I followed him to the best of my ability. I championed his ideas, defended his decisions, and then, without even realizing it, I became lost.
Now that I've told you everything, you want to take my place, do you? No. I am Emily. You are wasting your time. Louis knows very well how to tell us apart.
Someone had the bang coming from the Duchess's room, and she isn't answering.
Louis, you really must learn to conceal your weaknesses better, if you don't want your foes to use them against you.
Our desire is to steer the destiny of our respective countries for the good of all, and to no longer suffer the random hazards of history.
It is the natural order of things, Monsieur de Richet. There have always been men who govern other men. That is simply the way it is.
History forgets them with a disconcerting facility. No one speaks about them, and yet they whisper in the ears of kings and presidents.
Ce qu'on appelle pris la main dans le sac, ou la main dans le trou. Mais là c'est un peu plus phallique.
Filthy swine! I'm going to open this damn door and skin you alive! You're not going to get the better of us!
Mother?
Louis, you've come around. How do you feel?
It hurts. Mother? I can't feel my arm.
Louis, I had to cauterize it with what I could find.
Where's my arm?
We'll get through this, Louis. Don't worry. I think I found a solution. You'll see.
We gotta leave. No, don't put your arm in there.
Louis, we can't leave without it. It's our last chance. I need to see this through to the end. I must do it.
Je vais pas le faire dès le début.
We've done it, Louis. Look.
Stubborn as a mule.
Come on, up you get. I'll help you. Easy does it. You've lost a lot of blood.
And now what?
Let's take what we came for.
Wait. I've gotta know what I did wrong.
That is one fearsome mechanism. In fact, if I hadn't watched you beforehand, I would never have found the right combination.
Tell me, where did I go wrong? The 3 nails? Yes, it's true. They let you open the iris.
Yes, but you still need to find the right theme, don't you? The fresco was a trap. Apart from the fresco, everything pointed to the crucifixion. The things that make it possible to activate the mechanism are associated with the crucifixion. The cross to activate the mechanism, and the nails to choose a date.
Elle a eu la vision, non? Parce que je sais plus si dans l'épisode précédent on avait déjà le saignement de nez, mais ce saignement de nez on l'a eu là, on l'a eu avec la vision. D'ailleurs ces visions là sont probablement, j'imagine, faites par les démons qui essaient de rentrer dans nos esprits. Je sais pas.
What did you do once you uncovered the iris?
I matched the icon of the crown of thorns with the town of Golgotha, where the crucifixion took place.
Je sache ça.
Well, how did you manage to crack the puzzle?
Then I had to link the crown of thorns to the date of the crucifixion, according to the exegesis. But I failed to understand the first time. With that theme in mind, I chose 26M, which represents the 26th of March. To conclude, I had to use the armillary sphere to find the moon corresponding to the day of the crucifixion, which turned out to be in the first quarter. All that was left to do was to link all those elements.
Ouais, donc là en gros ce que le jeu nous dit clairement, c'est que vous, enfin, à moins d'être attentif à tous les points, vous êtes obligé de quasiment de perdre votre bras. L'énigme, il n'y a aucune chance que vous la réussissiez du premier coup, je pense.
On the same axis.
Elle est beaucoup plus complexe qu'on ne le pense en fait. J'étais à des années-lumière de la réussir en tout cas. Vraiment des années-lumière. Donc je regrette pas en fait. Mais j'aurais jamais eu juste la patience de faire toutes les recherches en fait. Jamais. C'était impossible pour moi. Donc c'était normal que je prenne mon bras en fait. Ah là par contre ça a l'air intéressant. Il y a des vestiges d'une ancienne civilisation limite. Oh, complètement même, non?
But where are we?
I don't know, but we better not hang around.
Putain, c'est une ville entière, hein. Attendez, comment on enlève les altérations négatives? Comment ça, plus 2?
Do you know what we're looking for?
We have to find that weapon. What do you know about the Holy Lance, Louis?
The what?
The Lance of Longinus the Centurion.
Oh, that? That's what we come to find? The lance that a centurion stuck in the side of Christ at his crucifixion?
That's it.
Seriously? You don't really believe that fable, do you?
Every fable is founded on true events. I'm not saying that everything adds up, but imagine if it really did exist.
Very well. Now what?
Well, now you know what you need to find.
Pardon?
I have to get to the wharf to prepare our departure. Let's get off this cursed island as quickly as we can.
Non, c'est bon. Clairement, il y a quelque chose. Je veux dire, elle nous dit, fais attention, tu vas peut-être avoir du mal à te lever, t'as perdu du sang. Là, comme par hasard, c'est exactement ce qu'on doit rechercher. Exactement ce qu'on doit rechercher. Quand même bizarre. Elle n'est pas beaucoup plus surprise par le lieu qui se trouve face à nous. Et en plus, elle nous dit, bon maintenant, vas-y, démerde-toi, je vais ok, vas-y, démerde-toi. Il y a quelque chose, je suis désolé, il y a quelque chose.
We shall come back when we are ready and armed.
But hang on.
Louis, let's first get to safety. We shall come back when we have the upper hand. Fear not. You take care of getting the lance. It's imperative. I'll take care of preparing our departure.
Hang on. At least tell me everything you know about this lance.
But I have never seen it. There's nothing else I can say, Louis. Well, you can always go snooping around Mortimer's study. I remember seeing paintings of Longinus there.
Hang on a second.
What's the matter?
Why did you shoot Emily's sister?
Do you really think now is the right time for this?
I want to know, Mother. Why did you betray her?
Listen, Louis, I don't think you've really understood my interest in the Al-Azif. It's not just simple curiosity about some old relic.
You tried to kill her.
And I had no choice, for crying out loud. It must not fall into the hands of the demons. Or we are all doomed, don't you see? Listen, I don't know exactly what it contains, but I prefer to be one step ahead. If they want it, there must be a reason. And even if I don't know what it is, I want to stop them for safety's sake, no matter what.
Nothing will stop you if I understand correctly.
Enough, Louis. If you could see the extent of their power as I do, then you would understand what I'm saying.
All right, we'll do it your way.
One more thing. If they find you in possession of the lance, they won't let you get away with it. Choose only one and hide it under your jacket so you don't get caught with it. Then run and meet me on the wharf.
And if I get caught?
If they catch you in possession of the lance, we're all doomed. Do you understand?
Perfectly.
Good. And go talk to Piaggi. He's the one who probably knows the most about this.
Je vais revenir avec mon bras en moins. Ça va pas les choquer. Mais non mais c'est une blague. Enfin, je suis désolé mais c'est une blague. Là c'est, enfin, je suis désolé hein, mais vous pouvez pas remonter. Le perso ne peut pas remonter. Genre les mecs, les démons, ils sont pas cons quand même. Enfin, si c'est vraiment les démons, parce que je commence à douter d'ailleurs, je commence vraiment à avoir des suspicions sur la mère pour le coup. Mais si c'est vraiment eux les démons.
I can see that this lance has a so-called leaf shape. It is made entirely of iron. I can see that the tip is engraved with the symbol of the sun.
Donc oui, d'accord, il y en a de toutes sortes, ok bon. Donc si c'est vraiment les démons, je veux dire, ils vont nous voir revenir avec la main coupée, donc ils savent qu'il n'y a pas 3000 endroits où ça peut être le cas. Ils ont vu la mère qu'elle est la main coupée. Ils savent qu'on y a été, quoi. Donc vous pouvez pas revenir dans la crypte, elle sera forcément fermée. À moins que les démons s'amusent avec nous, mais ils seraient cons de s'amuser là où on peut trouver une arme qui peut les détruire. Ça n'a pas de sens.
This sarcophagus is engraved with the name of Clemens III. Good God! The one whose cross allowed me to enter. Clemens III. Clément III in French. How come his tomb ended up here and not in the Vatican? That was the Pope from the Middle Ages who inspired the Third Crusade. He gave the Roman people the power to elect their magistrates. This sarcophagus is engraved with the name of Clemens III. Good God! The one whose cross allowed me to enter. He was basically an anti-pope. His path to the throne was pretty turbulent, and he had to be enthroned several times. The result of a long conflict between the papacy and the Holy Empire. This sarcophagus is beautifully made, but ancient. The stone is marked by the passage of time, but it's really well preserved.
Forcément des trucs à découvrir, non? Je suis désolé, mais ça pue le trap ici. C'est pas normal que les démons ils nous laissent naviguer comme ça. C'est pas logique du tout, quoi. Alors si en plus ils laissent l'arme qui pourrait les détruire en mode coucou, je la mets sur le bord d'une rambarde, de doigts de tomber.
This one has no name. I wonder who it was for.
Ça peut être intéressant, enfin, du coup. Ça se trouve, c'est Mortimer. Hein. Genre, c'est sa propre tombe. S'il échoue, peut-être que le démon l'enterre, enfin, ce genre de conneries, oui. Franchement, je me disais, après l'épisode du coup que j'ai enregistré hier, j'ai réfléchi pas mal aujourd'hui et je me suis dit, est-ce que j'ai été un peu trop dur avec le jeu, etc. Est-ce que j'étais crevé ou ce genre de choses. C'est vrai que j'étais fatigué hier, mais pas beaucoup plus que d'habitude. Mais je pense vraiment en fait que le jeu, pour le coup, le tournant scénaristique il est pas bon. Bon, en tout cas, enfin, il peut être bon si on a un plot twist à la fin qui nous révèle quelque chose. Parce qu'en l'état actuel, là, je suis désolé, c'est juste pas bon. Il y a beaucoup trop d'incohérences, beaucoup trop d'incohérences.
Flavius Aetius. It was cut a long time ago. You could tell by the rough hacks of the tool and the patina of the stone. This sarcophagus is very ancient. I'd say it's several centuries old. I remember. He was the Roman general who defeated Attila and his hordes in the terrible battle of the Catalonian plains. Flavius Aetius, the one they call the last of the Romans. He was assassinated by his own emperor, who was jealous of all his victories. But how did he end up here?
Tu sais, mec, enfin, je suis désolé mon perso, mais non, mais s'il y a des lances partout, ça va être. Si t'as vraiment affaire à des démons, tu peux arrêter de te poser ce genre de questions. Ça serait plus du genre. Enfin, à la place des scénaristes, je ferais que mon personnage, dans ces cas, se demande putain, jusqu'où ça remonte, depuis combien de temps ils collectionnent l'histoire ou depuis quand ils influencent l'histoire. Parce que là, j'ai l'impression que le perso est un peu encore éberlué, quoi, en mode mais qu'est-ce qui se passe, je comprends pas. Bah, t'as expliqué quand même. Il est peut-être temps que tu comprennes. Et si... Ouais. Je pense que là... Je suis quand même à deux doigts de penser que c'est la mère qui est vraiment possédée en fait. Parce que, imaginons qu'elle est le démon qui est en elle. Du coup... En fait, ça serait peut-être un des démons qui serait en conflit avec Mortimer. Peut-être que Sir Holm, en fait, il n'est pas du tout un démon. Ou Mortimer, un des deux, n'est pas du tout un démon. Et qu'en fait, un des deux démons, justement, est en la mer. Et donc, ça expliquerait pourquoi elle peut pas s'approcher des lances, parce que peut-être que ça peut la tuer ou la blesser. Je sais pas, hein, là j'extrapole, mais j'aimerais vraiment que ce soit ça.
The sarcophagus of Lord Mortimer.
Ah, bon.
It's the only sarcophagus in this crypt which appears to bear the Mortimer family name. What ancestor can it be? There's no inscription. Let's see what we can find here. Ha! Great. Now let's see what's inside. The sarcophagus of Lord Mortimer.
Huh?
Let's see what we can find here. It's the only sarcophagus in this crypt which appears to bear the Mortimer family name. What ancestor can it be? There's no inscription.
Attends le jeu. Tu me fais ouvrir le cercueil d'un mec, enfin probablement du méchant. Donc on pourrait savoir de qui il s'agit, est-ce qu'il est mort, est-ce que c'est son vrai corps, est-ce que c'est son père, son fils, ce genre de choses. Tu me fais l'ouvrir, tu me fais dépenser 6 juste pour récupérer 3 gelées royales et un morceau d'ambre. Vraiment. C'est pas loin du foutage de gueule là quand même. Je veux dire, là c'est le moment des réponses, on est à la fin du jeu là. Donnez-nous des réponses, donnez-nous plus. Ne nous donnez plus de choses pour continuer le jeu quoi. Enfin, je sais pas, là c'est. Le jeu après un tournant à la fin de l'épisode 3 là, il est. Limite, enfin, je le reconnais toujours, c'est pas non plus. Je le reconnais plus. Mais... En tout cas, il me déçoit là, vraiment. Je trouve qu'il est. Il s'éloigne complètement de ce qu'il devait être quoi.
This sarcophagus has been ravaged by time. It's sort of ageless, I guess. It's entirely sculpted. These symbols, these grooves, cuneiform script. This is humanity's oldest alphabet, the language of Babel. Sadly, no one today even knows how to decipher it. There's also some text engraved beneath in ancient Greek. Sargon. Is this the tomb of a king? Judging by all the sculpted symbols of power, this is really ancient. The inscriptions are all eroded. I don't know what those marks mean, but maybe a stone or epitaph.
On récupère de la gelée royale, super. Bon bah faut qu'on monte. C'est pas logique. Y a aucun moyen que ça passe. Aucun moyen. Je veux dire, je veux bien que les démons soient. Enfin, que le mec soit tellement possédé qu'il voit pas là. Attendez, je sais plus si c'est de l'eau de ménis. Je peux récupérer ça. Je peux pas. Mais ouais, y a aucun moyen que les mecs me laissent passer. Aucun moyen. J'espère en tout cas que vraiment je vais devoir essayer de mentir ou ce genre de choses parce que. Oh!
The Bible must mean the lance which finally took the life of Christ. Four Gospels each give an account of the death of Christ. Let's see what they can tell me about the lance. There's nothing about the lance in this account of the crucifixion.
D'accord.
This apostle does not mention the lance in his description of the death of Christ.
Super.
There's no mention of the lance in what Luke says about the death of Christ. Ah, there. When they came to Jesus and saw that he was dead already, they broke not his legs, but one of the soldiers with a shimmering lance pierced his side, and forthwith there came out blood and water. And he that saw it bore witness, and his record is true, and he knoweth that he saith true, that ye might believe. A shimmering lance? What is this telling me? medieval Hermetic traditions evoke the idea of using noble materials for relics, which the monasteries often made themselves in order to attract pilgrims. Of course, they had to inspire greatness. So here, we might think of gold, whereas a centurion could not have hoped for anything better than copper at the time. The true lance would not have been a luxurious weapon.
Ça fait un peu comme... c'est lequel? C'est Indiana Jones, non? Où ils cherchent le Graal et en fait à la fin... genre ils sont tous là... ils cherchent tous quelque chose de ultra pompeux alors qu'en fait c'est juste un vase en... Enfin c'est juste un... oui, un vase en cuir parce que... Joseph était menuisier je crois. Non pas menuisier mais je sais plus il était quoi. C'est à peu près le même principe quoi. Vous savez que les soldats romains n'étaient pas non plus... n'avaient pas des lances en or quoi. Ça n'a pas de sens. Donc, jusque là rien de nouveau. J'ai quand même mis une demi-heure à faire juste ce passage dans la crypte. Bon, allez, il est temps d'en finir quand même, évidemment. Avec cette histoire. Quelque chose ici, non? Il m'a semblé. Ok, j'allais trouver quelque chose. Ah non. Où est le cardinal? Oula, le jeu lagouille. Putain, tellement mal le jeu. Atrus. C'est ça, non?
Atrus, the Miller brothers. Mother expressly forbade me from reading it.
On n'a pas eu un truc Atrus là dans la crypte? Il me semble qu'on a eu un truc Atrus dans la crypte, mais... oh, je sais plus. De toute façon, mettons-nous à la place... Partons du principe qu'en fait, effectivement, la mère est bien possédée. Quand est-ce que le jeu va nous révéler ça? Déjà, il peut peut-être nous mettre des doutes avec certains personnages qui pourraient nous dire « Mais non, attention, t'es peut-être en train de te faire manipuler. » Peut-être qu'il y a de ça. Ou peut-être que là, le jeu essaie de nous faire comprendre ça en tant que joueur déjà. Mais... le moment où ils vont le révéler, ça serait le moment où on donne la lance, ça fait ah ça y est, je l'ai eu. Et on fait oh putain, voilà, et du coup faut la battre après quoi. Peut-être. Parce que sinon je vois pas quand est-ce qu'il le révélera. Et ne te jette pas du vide, fais pas le con. Hein. Attendez, peut-être qu'on la voit là. Est-ce qu'elle est sur les quais? Pas l'impression.
Your Eminence, would you have a moment to spare?
Not now, Louis. Please, leave me alone.
I beg your pardon?
I want to be alone.
Very well. I'm only searching for information about the lance of Longinus, the soldier. If you could...
You're not listening to me. You are playing with fire.
I heard you speak to Mr. von Wollner about it, and I was wondering if you could tell me something about it.
That was a private conversation. How could I have known that he was listening to us?
I see what you mean.
Louis, don't push it. Leave while you still can.
Your Eminence, are you all right? Your Eminence, are you with me? Can you turn around, please?
What do you want to know about the Holy Lance, Louis?
Your Eminence, turn around.
This is the weapon used by a Roman centurion on the very day Christ was nailed to the cross.
Look at me.
Longinus thrust his lance in the right side of Jesus.
Please.
As you wish.
His nose is bleeding.
So you are looking for the Holy Lance of Longinus, are you?
C'est quoi sa faiblesse? Il est vulnérabilité théologique.
Exactly.
Frank and direct. I like that. Thank you for not trying to be sly. You are looking for the lance. You should know. You are not the only one. Lord Mortimer has spent a good part of his life and his fortune trying to find it. Never will he let you have it. But tell me, before going any further, have you spoken to anyone else about this?
No, Your Eminence. I thought you'd be the only one able to help me with it.
Your words lack conviction, Louis. If I'm asking you all these things, it's for your own good. You have no reason to lie to me. Imagine you find it, which I don't doubt, given how resolute you are when you've got something on your mind. Then what? What are you going to use the lance for, exactly?
I need it.
Why?
You won't understand.
Try me, Louis.
I need to protect myself with it.
Louis, I thank you for your sincerity. I shall answer you about Longinus. You deserve to be told. His spear-headed lance did indeed pierce the side of the Messiah. His blood gushed out, covering the head of the lance. It was covered in the blood of Christ.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Eminence.
You are welcome. Be careful, Louis. You are on a perilous path. Don't follow Sarah's demons, my boy. Don't delve too deeply into her delusions, or you won't be able to come back. The demons that she is frantically trying to drive away are in her own mind. Take good care of yourself. God keep you.
Vous voyez ce que je vous disais? Bon, on va aller chercher dans le bureau, malheureusement. Mais j'espère que les personnes ne vont pas me laisser faire quand même. Quand même. Est-ce que je peux aller voir Amélie? Je peux aller voir Vonner, enfin Vonner peut-être aussi. Peut-être qu'il va me donner des infos. Pas l'air d'être là. Hein. Bon, ok, demi-tour. Il est où Vonner? C'est lui là, non? Non, Bonaparte. Perrault qui n'est plus. T'es pas là longtemps.
Pardon me, monsieur, but I have work to do.
On va aller voir.
It seems like he isn't here.
Oh, fuck.
What a mess. Looks like Volner was interrupted. Looks a lot like straw. And he's drawn something in a hurry on this sheet. I get the feeling that I've seen that somewhere before. I've seen occult inscriptions like this before. They're not very common. As a matter of fact, I've only seen them once before, around the Lock of Al-Azif. I get the feeling that I've seen that somewhere before.
Johan, je sais que tu cherches un moyen de comprendre ce qui arrive à Elisabeth, mais tout va beaucoup trop loin à présent. Déjà votre escapade continent m'a beaucoup coûté. Je sais qu'il n'a pas été facile pour vous qu'Elisabeth reste confinée un mois dans sa chambre pour ne pas croiser Sarah. Mais de là à vous enfuir sans prévenir, j'ai dû mentir pour pouvoir rejoindre Johan. Faire comme si vous étiez arrivés séparément depuis quelques jours seulement et convaincre William de faire de même d'amour ses autres. J'exige que tu entendes raison, que tu te reprennes. J'ai besoin de lui faire quitter l'île, mais non pas que tu l'étudies pour entretenir des espoirs vains, ça ne t'apportera aucune réponse, que je sois bien clair. Tout au plus nous courons le risque de le perdre à nouveau, donc pour la dernière fois, merci d'aller le déposer en trois convenus. Donc ça veut dire que, de ce que je comprends, Volner était là depuis le début. Et ils ont fait genre qu'il arrive plus tard, il me semble. C'était quoi en fait dont il parlait?
The signs of obscurantism.
Est-ce que c'est lui qui avait le... Genre, il a quelque chose... Quand il disait on a peur de le perdre à nouveau, est-ce que ça serait pas le démon?
A chemistry set. That's not surprising coming from von Wollner.
Est-ce que c'est pas lui qui était censé arrêter le démon?
So, let's see what Wollner has in his bookcase. A few works on religions, 2 scientific essays about human thought. Most of these works are on alchemy. Longini Militis Fabulum. Ah, what have we here?
It looks like a kind of biography on Longinus the Centurion. Truly, Volner has done everything he can to get information about that lance.
I'd better keep this one, though.
Damn, that's all I need. Maybe he knows something about the lance.
What happened? You've lost. Ah, how horrible. Your hand.
It's an accident. To tell you the truth,
An accident? Are you joking? You have lost your hand, Louis. We've got to do something.
It's been done. I've been given treatment, rest assured. I admit that I didn't truly realize the consequences of my recklessness. So just stay calm.
Yes, of course. But Louis, it's your hand.
I know. Please, look, there's nothing I can do about it. I know, I made a mistake, but it's too late now. It was an accident. I only wanted to inspect the place to find my mother and, well, I fell into a trap. The result is appalling, I grant you that, but at least I can guarantee that we're all perfectly safe here on this island.
And you joke about it? Am I dreaming?
No, sir, but let's be realistic. So many world leaders brought together in one place, and there are no safeguards? The error indeed stems from my recklessness. I went looking here and there in search of my mother, and I had an accident. It's my own fault.
Fine. We will drop this incident. Why are you here? What are you doing in my room?
Diversion.
Sir, perfect timing. I was looking for you.
You were looking for me? Well, here I am. What can I do for you?
I was wondering if you might help me.
You're the one looking for the lance.
No,
Don't take me for a fool. You are looking for the holy lances.
What's the matter? You seem completely panicked at the idea I might be interested in this relic.
No, that's not true.
What are you so afraid of?
I'm not afraid.
You know Mortimer's got it, so you're not worried that I'd give it back to him.
What are
so
you?
Why are you so terrified of me being able to find it?
You have no idea what it is you're looking for. What are you playing at, Richet? Mortimer's the one who has that cursed lance.
How long have you been looking for it?
Ah, I see. You want it, and so you plan to steal it from Mortimer.
For a long time. Isn't that right?
Why, you little swine! You're planning to give it to Sir Gregory. You're looking to double-cross me and Piaggi too.
What on earth is he talking about? Mr. von Wollner, would you be so kind as to calm yourself down, please? All I'm trying to do is make amends for His Eminence's errors. Sir Gregory should surround himself with better people if you want my opinion, but Piaggi is a friend of my mother's.
What? You want to help Piaggi?
I just told you that's what my mother would do if she was here. I heard you in the corridor and he seemed to be in serious trouble because of the lances. I'm only trying to help him.
All right, Louis. I thought you were trying to manipulate me. But please, excuse me. I got a little bit carried away. But you can't get ahead by staying in the shadows on a case like this. There are already several of us searching for the lance of Longinus, and it would be smarter to pool our information.
Unfortunately, I've barely made any progress. I'm still trying to find out what the original lance really looked like.
Ah, let me reassure you, we've all been there, given the number of copies there are in existence. It also took us quite some time to discover its true shape. Many believe the central part of the head of the lance to be covered in gold, whereas, in truth, its center is made of an alloy of copper and iron.
That does make sense. In those times, a centurion wouldn't have any chance of possessing a lance made of gold.
Ah, that is the perversion of Christian idolatry. A copper lance could not have been noble enough to pierce the side of Christ.
Anyway, thank you, sir.
You're welcome, Louis. Keep me posted as to your research. We're bound to end up recovering it.
I'm counting on it. See you later. I managed to get the biography of Longinus the Centurion. Let's see what it can teach me. An interesting passage here tells me that the lance is engraved with the symbol of the first Christians. The fish.
Je peux limite y aller là, non? Parce que je sais que la lance, donc, a le poisson, c'est un alliage de cuivre et de fer. Je pense que je peux limite y aller. On va quand même faire un dernier détour, peut-être par le bureau de Mortimer. C'est vachement risqué, mais bon. Là, c'est plus que de la... Enfin, c'est complètement de la curiosité, voir si le jeu réagit, en fait. S'il réagit pas, soit il est mal fait, malheureusement. Soit on me ment. Et quand je dis on me ment, je parle de ma mère. Les livres sont pas là, c'est dans le plus rouge du coup, j'imagine. Il y avait quelque chose là, non?
Adoration of the Shepherds with Saints Longinus and John, Giulio Romano, 1534. Longinus is holding the Holy Lance in his left hand, and I'll bet he's holding the sponge soaked in holy blood in the other hand. Yes! Here we can see that the Holy Lance is represented in the shape of a spear. I better make sure I check this twice. It's a work that dates from the Renaissance. There's nothing to say that it's not based on erroneous elements. But I believe what I read in the letter from Milan addressed to Mortimer. There's every reason to believe that this painting has been modified according to his guidelines to represent the true shape of the Holy Lance, a spear shape. This work is an order from Lord Mortimer. All the details have been conceived with a specific goal in mind. Upon closer examination, you can see that even the style clashes with that of most of the other works in the manor. No, if Mortimer has taken special care as the conception and the exhibition of this painting in his study in the same way as for the Nightmare painting, it must be of some significance. And that is indeed the true shape of the Holy Lance, a spear shape. There's only one way of being sure. I'll have to find other clues that will confirm this information.
Donc c'est bon, je pense que je le sais à peu près désormais. De toute façon je peux pas activer l'autre truc, donc je vois pas ce que je peux faire de plus. Ah, il y a quelque chose que je vais prendre. Je pense que je peux y aller désormais. Je me demande si le jeu en fait mettrait à jour le fait que...
Dante's Purgatory. Why does your mind presume to flight when you're still like the imperfect grub, the worm before it's attained its final form? Charming.
Ouais, donc je me demande si le jeu se mettrait à jour si j'ai découvert vraiment toutes les infos.
Saint Longinus. Let's take a closer look at his lance. It is shaped like a leaf, like the real lance, maybe. How can I be sure? No, this is too easy. Mortimer's trying to throw me off the track again. It seems too visible to be true. Impossible not to see the statue on first glance, given its size. And Mortimer has no interest in making the shape of the true lance so easy to see. I think the statue does represent Longinus, armed with a lance that wounded Jesus, the Holy Lance. How can I find out if this is an exact representation? There's no way of being certain of it.
Bon allez, on y va, on se commit. On va prendre une décision. Hop, 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 j'avais pas vu que j'avais ça. On va prendre une décision et donc on va les récupérer, celle en épieux du coup. Épieux, cuivre, poisson. Je vais ressortir par là, je prends. Tiens, peut-être aller lui parler. Il était là tout à l'heure.
Good evening, Mr. President.
Good evening.
I'm back on the trail of my mother again. I don't have time to explain, but would you know anything about the Holy Lance?
That's good news. But be careful, Louis. You might end up getting noticed.
Do you know anything or not?
No, I regret I don't. But why not ask von Wallner? Theology is his field, after all.
That's an idea. In that case, I'll try and find him.
You are keeping up the good work, I see. But I'm telling you, keep your guard up. Everyone is rather on edge right now.
You're right. Thanks for everything, Mr. President.
See you later.
Ouais, c'est bizarre quand même. Pourquoi il me dirait de me méfier? Théoriquement, j'ai à me méfier de personne. Hein. On est d'accord. Théoriquement, j'ai à me méfier de personne. Enfin. Oui, si, enfin, théoriquement, c'est pas à lui de me dire à me méfier de quelqu'un, quoi. Il y a un anguille sous roche. J'espère vraiment qu'il y a un anguille sous roche, sinon vraiment le jeu est... Je suis désolé, mais il est mal écrit, quoi. Enfin, pas le jeu, les derniers épisodes. Les derniers chapitres sont mal écrits, sinon. Donc j'espère que c'est pas le cas. Je prie pour que ce soit pas le cas. Mais qu'est-ce qu'on va voir?
Amber crystals. Amber.
Nice. Enfin, nice. En fait, ça me sert à rien. C'est jamais plein, donc... Ça, pour le coup, c'est quelque chose qu'on peut remarquer dans le jeu, c'est que... certes, vous obtenez pas mal d'objets, enfin d'ambre, etc. Mais regardez, en fait, j'ai jamais dépassé les 5, je crois. Alors peut-être que je les utilise mal, mais quand même. Je suis très loin de les avoir, quoi. De les avoir jamais remplis, en fait. Très, très, très loin. Je sais même pas si j'étais une fois jusqu'au bout de la barre, quoi. À part au début du jeu. Ce qui était peut-être voulu, hein, c'est pas je dis pas que c'est un défaut du jeu, mais c'est étrange, quoi. Du coup, vous vous demandez pourquoi vous cherchez les trucs d'ombre, parce que jamais vous allez les remplir, en fait. Jamais. Allez, on va y aller. Donc, épieux, poisson. Le problème, c'est qu'il y a tellement de lances dans le truc. Faut que je tombe sur la bonne, quoi. Ça, j'avoue, j'espère que ça va être facilité, quoi. Parce que si je dois toutes les chercher une par une, il y en a au moins une dizaine. Ah, ça va me prendre des plombs. Limite, encore une fois, vous commencez peut-être à connaître ma patience, mon manque de patience légendaire, mais franchement, si je vois que ça me casse les couilles, je vais prendre la première qui vient. Je vais pas me prendre la tête à essayer de déchiffrer l'énigme ou quoi que ce soit. J'ai écouté parce que je suis en train de faire enfin, il y a une machine, j'ai lancé une machine. Et normalement, j'entends les bruits des fermetures éclairs qui tapent contre la paroi de la machine. Et là, je l'entends pas. Donc ça me fait flipper. J'espère que vu que j'ai pas mis trop de vêtements, ce qui a fait que la machine a été un peu... enfin, refuse de se lancer, quoi. Bon. Alors, c'est quoi ça?
I can see that this lance has a so-called leaf shape.
No.
It is made entirely of iron. I can see that the tip is engraved with the symbol of the sun.
Pas celle-là. Sûr que c'est pas celle-là. Bon. Et le jeu. Merci. Forme des pieux.
I can see that this lance has the characteristic shape of a spear. It is made of iron.
Non.
And its tip is engraved with a cross.
Pas ça. Donc c'est pas les deux premières. Ok. Let's go. Je fais tout le côté gauche peut-être du coup. J'espère juste qu'elle est pas là-dedans en fait. Sinon je suis un peu dans le merde. Il me semble qu'il y en a eu d'autres là, non? Il n'y en a pas une autre là? Si, là.
I can see that this spear has a so-called leaf shape.
No.
It is copper rimmed. I can see the tip is engraved with the symbol of the eye of Ra.
Pas celle-là non plus. J'espère juste que je vais pas en louper en fait aussi. Genre si elles sont sur les rambardes là comme ça, elles peuvent être faciles à louper pardon. Ce qui est bien c'est que il n'y a que Volner qui a remarqué que j'avais perdu ma main. Les serviteurs ils en ont rien eu à foutre, Washington n'a rien eu à foutre. Ok ils sont manipulés mais quand même. Enfin s'ils sont vraiment manipulés du coup on sait pas. Ça tendrait vers ça du coup. Vu qu'il n'y en a pas un seul qui a réagi, c'est qu'ils sont vraiment manipulés. Putain ça veut dire vraiment que c'est mal écrit quoi. Regarde ils sont par terre quoi.
Well, here we can see this lance has a leaf shape. It is gold rimmed, and a fish is engraved on the tip.
C'est pas logique quoi, elles sont par terre. Comment vous voulez savoir laquelle vous la trouvez?
This lance has got a blade in the shape of a spear. Its blade is in iron or steel, I think. I can make out a rising sun engraved on the tip. We can see that this lance has a particular spear shape. It is coated in gold.
No.
You can distinguish the symbol of the fish engraved on the tip, barely noticeable.
Il faut regarder sur les rambardes par terre. Ah, j'en ai même pas vu qu'il y en avait une, oui. Non, c'est pas celle-là, mais bon.
We can see that this lance has a leaf shape, and, well, it's in gold. I can see that a crucifix is engraved on the tip, just barely visible.
Il n'y a pas une par terre là? Non, pas l'impression. Non, la forme de feuille, c'est mort.
Let's take a look at this lance here. It has a very special leaf shape. It is copper rimmed, and I can see a fish symbol engraved on the tip.
J'ai cru que quelqu'un m'observait, mais c'est pas le cas.
I can see that this lance has the shape of a boar spear. The blade is partially coated in copper, and I can just make out the symbol of the Eye of Ra engraved on the tip. I can see this lance has a spear shape, it is copper rimmed, and it has been engraved with the symbol of the Christian fish on the tip. I must be sure of my choice. I cannot get it wrong. Am I absolutely sure this is the one to take?
Par où je passe pour aller sur les quais? Qu'est-ce qui va me tomber dessus maintenant? Ou alors c'est comme j'ai dit, hein, c'est là que maintenant on voit que notre mère est complètement folle. J'aimerais vraiment que ce soit ça. Ce serait horrible pour le perso, mais j'aimerais vraiment que ce soit ça. En fait, le perso serait complètement détruit même. Parce que la personne à qui il peut avoir confiance, du coup, d'un coup, bah, il peut plus lui faire confiance, donc il pourrait faire confiance à personne. Ce serait limite ça deviendrait limite un récit de Cthulhu, vous voyez. Genre tout le monde est fou en fait. Ok, donc apparemment je me suis peut-être loupé. Hein. C'est pas grave, franchement c'est pas grave. Je m'en fiche. Enfin, je m'en fiche. Oui, si. Honnêtement je m'en fiche. C'est ça le pire. J'aurais passé ninja, c'est chiant. Fou aveugle.
I'm already pressed for time as it is. Mother's waiting for me on the wharf.
C'est le livre que je peux lire. Merde. Merde. C'est bon, ça a changé. Non. Il me semble que je peux repartir par là, sinon c'est plus rapide. Ah non, pas par là. Shit. C'est vraiment le moment pour me perdre dans le labyrinthe. Fin du jeu et je me perds. Enfin, fin du jeu. On se rapproche de la fin du jeu. Je pense qu'on a fait plus de la moitié désormais.
De Richet, sticking your nose everywhere again.
Wow, what's the matter with him? Excuse me, monsieur, I don't follow you.
I haven't come all this way just to fail so close to the goal.
Why? What are you talking about?
I am talking about what you are doing. This conference is going to boost my career. There is no question of me letting you ruin everything. I just surprised Piaget and Volner talking. You are about to rob Mortimer. Give me what you took from him, immediately.
Let's keep calm, please. I don't know what you're talking about. I'll have to cut this short, quick. Look, I don't know what you're going on about, and I don't have time for this right now.
Don't bank on getting rid of me so easily, De Richet. Where have you been?
Étiquette, conviction politique.
Did Lord Mortimer tell you you could trust me?
Yes, but...
So, I'm working for him right now, and you're wasting my time with your questions. Look, if he hasn't taken you into his confidence, then you shouldn't know yet.
I'll soon figure out what you are up to. And I am convinced that you have indeed robbed Mortimer. The game is up. Give me what you took from him.
You know, this is becoming an obsession with you.
Show me what you are carrying, or I will call the servants.
Remind me, who did you hear making these alleged charges against me?
His Eminence Piaget and Monsieur von Volner were discussing them when I joined them.
And remind me, during the conference, Which side were His Eminence and Mr. von Volner on?
Sir Gregory. But what has that got to do with it?
And did it not occur to you for a single instant that they might have been speaking about me in front of you on purpose? To manipulate you? I trust them to detect novices who are likely to be taken in, yes.
Those sons of whores. Ah! So that's how they see me.
Be careful to make sure the conference keeps on going ahead smoothly, though. Please. It would grieve me to have to report you to Lord Mortimer.
No, of course. I'll make sure those two bastards get what they've got coming. Right. We'll leave it there. I'm glad that things have been cleared up.
So, are we finished here?
Indeed we are. I shall leave you.
That's right. Go play somewhere else. See you later, monsieur.
Encore une fois, lui, il s'en fout.
Come on. I have to hurry up and join my mother at the wharf now.
Et lui, il s'en fout complètement que maman ait été coupée. Oh, RF. Là, il n'y avait pas de plante, hein. Si. C'est moi qui deviens fou ou...
Honey, the remedy of the gods.
Le jeu tient bon, on y est presque. Ah, fuck. Je me trompe à chaque fois. Hein. C'est terrible. De toute façon, je me suis trompé du coup dans la lance, on verra bien. C'est pour ça que je me dépêche à avoir la réponse. J'ai l'impression que j'ai sauté pas mal de passages depuis la fin de l'épisode 3, peut-être. Enfin, le milieu de l'épisode 3. Je pense que j'ai peut-être perdu de la patience, si je puis dire. Tiens, il y a quelque chose là. Notamment au niveau du... comment ? De l'exploration. Je pense que, pour le coup, j'ai pas été j'ai pas fait le travail j'ai pas poussé le travail au maximum, je pense. C'est-à-dire qu'il y a des choses, il y a des personnages qui m'ont échappé. Clairement. Quand je dis des personnages, c'est des discussions avec des personnages, je parle précis, qui m'ont échappé. C'est qui ça? Je lui parle ou pas? J'ai pas le temps. Ça aurait été Emily, j'aurais parlé juste parce que ça fait un moment qu'on lui a pas parlé et qu'on a quand même tué sa soeur. Enfin, sa soeur est quand même morte sous nos yeux. Confrontation avec un serviteur, c'est ça?
Ah, Louis. Perfect timing.
As luck would have it.
Come, my boy. I would like to have a word with you.
J'ai rien pour me défendre sur cette confrontation. Pourquoi le jeu pourquoi le jeu me met dans ce moment-là? C'est-à-dire que pourquoi c'est pas en cinématique, le fait d'y aller? Est-ce que je peux récupérer quelque chose? Est-ce qu'il y a quelque chose à voir?
Come closer, please. It's time we had a little chat. I wanted you... Oh no, your hand! Damn it, no! So that's it. She's prepared to use you.
What do you mean?
It wasn't enough for her to lose her hand. She had to make you lose yours too. I cannot permit this to continue. Louis, it's time you found out the truth. I've been observing you since you arrived. I see you running all over the grounds in search of Sarah. I would like to prevent her from leading you even further down the wrong road. You see, Sarah and I have known each other for a very long time, Louis. I am aware of her theory. About me, about Gregory, about the demons. She's right. Look at me. I have inhabited this body since 1191. For the last 602 years, I have been this dear William Mortimer.
You've been Mortimer for 600 years? How long have the demons been among mankind?
Oh, I don't think I'd be lying if I said that we have always been here.
J'aimerais bien faire celui-là. Mais ça me coûte 4, je pourrais pas. Putain. Je vais tenter quand même. Non, je peux pas. Putain.
Lucifer, the fallen archangel, left heaven accompanied by 133,306,668 angels. Is it true that there are that many of you?
No, I assure you, Louis. Forget your Bible class. It's ridiculous. We are not angels. We don't have wings. There is certainly nowhere near 1,000,000 of us. And for that matter, no sacred human text represents us correctly. There are several families, and the family to which I belong has 8 siblings, including Gregory and myself.
Sir Gregory is your brother?
Yes, what can I say? You can't choose your family. But it is very difficult to know exactly how many of us there are, because a large number of our kind remain hidden, or never reveal themselves even to us.
And you truly have the power to manipulate the thoughts of men.
That's right. Every demon has the capacity to infiltrate the minds of men and to read and steer their thoughts.
And what do you do with this power?
We help them, of course.
Of course you do. And you expect me to believe that, I suppose.
Louis, demon is just a word. It all depends on what exists beneath the surface. I understand that this isn't easy. The culture of men is centered on the fact that demons are responsible for all the evils on Earth.
But if it's the same in every single culture, then maybe there might be something to it. Don't you think?
Certainly there is something to it. Control. Man has spent his existence wishing to believe in the supernatural and imposing his belief on others. What could be more convenient for manipulating the masses? A perfect, inaccessible being and a plethora of demons in every one. The perfect idea to relieve men of all responsibility while still finding them guilty.
Can you tell me more about your capacities, your supernatural powers?
Supernatural? From my point of view, they are perfectly natural. Well, Louis, just because the monkey does not fly doesn't mean that we should consider the bird a supernatural creature. We are all part of a grand design. We are simply made like this. By developing our art, we are able to read thoughts as well as write in the minds of men. It is possible for us to make them bow to our desire, but it doesn't work without leaving some scars.
You're the devil incarnate.
The devil? I'm not saying that all Judeo-Christian folklore hasn't served us, but the truth is, of course, something quite different. Please, don't look at us through the primitive prism of religions. I am not hiding any horns or goat's feet, Louis. I have no tail.
Why do you bring up folklore? You mean that you've taken advantage of people's beliefs?
No, not exactly. I mean that we in fact created them from scratch. It is amazing to see how mankind has such a strong need to believe in something superior to itself. It was very instructive for what was to come.
Why should I trust you?
I'm not asking you to, Louis. If you are still in doubt about the demons, I can assure you that won't last long.
But why me?
Why do I tell you about the greatest secret ever revealed to man?
That's right.
I'm coming to that. Don't worry.
What has my mother got to do with all this?
She embarked on a crusade many years ago to kill all the demons.
That must have upset you. I imagine you retaliated.
No, I'm afraid she never forgave me.
Forgave what?
We met when she was still just a young woman. I appeared to her in a different form because I didn't want to reveal the identity of Lord Mortimer at that time. She was looking for someone interested in the occult to decipher an ancient book. We spent many years together until I revealed my true nature to her.
The old book was Al-Azif, wasn't it?
Did she speak about it?
Not so long ago, yes.
Indeed, it was already Al-Azif. She wanted to unlock the secrets.
What are the demons' projects for humanity?
Our aim has long since been to protect humanity from itself. On the other hand, although we give them the impulse to succeed, we don't all agree as to the path they take to achieve it.
How would you qualify your species, scientifically?
Good question. What is your area of expertise?
I'd say physics.
So, consider us like the mechanical vibration of fluids.
You mean sound?
That's right. The physical properties of acoustics are very similar to those of our abilities. Imagine us as something like waves.
Continue.
Louis, it's time you opened your eyes. Come, you'll soon see.
After you. If you could manipulate us mentally, what's the point of all the theatrics of the conference?
You must suspect that we asked ourselves that very same question. For many centuries, we didn't organize any conferences, and most of the time, it ended in civil war between demons. Many of us were killed during this period. The idea of organizing conferences was the answer to everything. The interest being to erect some rules among ourselves. Our family first divided up all the principal countries of the world. Now, whenever one of us wanted to propose a major change between these countries, they summon the demon in question and initiate a conference. The demon that initiates the proposition doesn't have to give notification of the subject of the conference beforehand. Consequently, we participate along with our best assets. Once the humans are brought together, the conference begins, but we are forbidden to use our talents to influence the participants. The first meeting is held in order to expose the subject to all the participants, followed by several days of reflection, during which we are allowed to be persuasive but not to impose our will. A second meeting closes the conference with a final vote.
So, for you it's a game, isn't it?
I understand your remark, but after living several centuries, you stand back and enjoy what reflection and pleasure you can.
But how do you agree on global policy?
Locally, we often have competing interests, and sometimes we start wars between men which are linked to our disagreements. Most of the time, our father steps in and gives directives, which my family follow to the letter. Indeed, in my opinion, it is high time we moved on.
What do you mean?
I mean that a new era must begin. The old monarchic regimes are outdated, and it's time to evolve.
So, von Borchert, he was looking for the Al-Azif for you.
Exactly. Al-Azif has always belonged to my family, Louis, and with good reason. My father wrote much of it. Can you tell me what you've done with...
What? You mean the Al-Azif?
No, I already know that. Sarah came here with it and got rid of it. I was thinking of von Borchert. He isn't essential, but he is a trusted person.
He's a prisoner at our headquarters in Paris.
All right.
Did what happened to Elizabeth Adams have anything to do with you?
Unfortunately, the poor girl became an issue between us, in spite of herself. A family of demons is still a family, and as in all families, there are disputes. Elizabeth's family, the Adams, has always been under the patriarchal control of my father. As he and myself are not really on very good terms, sending poor Elizabeth here was terribly rude of him, really.
You did accept, though?
No, I would say rather I was presented with a fait accompli by Gregory and went along with the intention of helping her. But this is my castle, and everyone is the master of their own home.
It was you who killed her.
The child was already condemned, Louis. My father would never have let her be. I had to pass inside her mind and, yes, make her take her own life. Trapped between the unyielding control of my father and your mother's terrible treatments, I wouldn't wish a life like that on anyone. Would you?
So neither my mother nor Peru were ever guilty. You just gave me the runaround with that whole investigation.
Now, don't take it the wrong way. I was obliged to keep up appearances so that Gregory wouldn't suspect me. And it enabled me to size you up, Louis. I hope I've answered all your questions, Louis. Come, I've something to show you.
C'est qui son père du coup?
There is one question that remains to be answered. Why me? Why tell me all of this?
Oh, haven't you guessed yet?
Est-ce qu'il y a une immunité découverte parce que je crois pas en conviction science. Donc non.
My lord, I don't know if I can answer in all honesty.
Please do, Louis. You can say anything to me, believe me.
You must admit, being surrounded by all these servants isn't doing much to relax me.
Oh, forget the servants. They're only here to ensure my safety.
Why? What are you afraid of?
Well, I wouldn't want you to get the wrong idea, Louis. But you have spent your entire life fighting the occult. You have just stolen the Holy Lance from me, and I do happen to be a demon. Do you not realize the power that relic has on a demon?
You mean to tell me the lance can kill a demon?
The lance is marked with my father's blood. It has acquired the capacity to block us inside our host. If a demon got injured by the Holy Lance, they wouldn't be able to change bodies. If the wound were mortal, the demon would surely die.
Wait, hang on a minute. Did you just say that Jesus Christ was your father?
That's right. It corresponds to one of the periods when my father had a dire need to show himself to men.
Donc c'est Dieu, quoi.
You see what that led to.
So, you're telling me that all of Christendom has been built on the myth of a demon?
Ironic, don't you think? But it is essential that men remain oblivious to that fact, Louis. I'll let you imagine the cataclysm that would erupt and tear through all of the religions if ever they found out the truth. Look, we are of the gods, Louis. Always have been. You, as much as me, you are one of us, Louis. You too are a demon.
Are you serious?
You know it. Deep down inside, you know I am telling you the truth. Where do you think that natural, charismatic presence comes from? Your talent must already have manifested itself somehow. Have you ever had any visions?
No. Stop it. It's absurd.
Have you never found yourself suddenly inside someone else's body without knowing why?
No.
Whilst asleep, maybe? That's how it often happens the first time. Your spirit wanders unconsciously.
My mother can't have lied to me about that.
It's true. Your real mother would never have lied to you.
What do you mean?
Louis, I would rather you found this out from her own lips, but it's important that you know. Sarah is not your mother.
What?
I'm sorry you had to find out this way, Louis. But you must know the truth before you commit an irreparable act.
No, no, it's not possible.
You are my son.
Ça, je m'en doutais par contre.
Not too shaken up. You've experienced many significant events since your arrival.
No, not really.
I'm impressed by your ability to remain composed, not to let yourself become overwhelmed by your emotions. For now, I think you ought to find Sarah, my son. You ought to talk things over with her.
So she's been lying to me all along?
Let her justify herself. What's done is done. Sarah must explain herself. You must clear the air. We'll have all the time we need to talk afterwards. But all in good time. Before you join her, I'd like to give you something. As a demon, I would like to introduce you to your first talent.
What do you mean?
Open your mind, my son. Relax. You hold immense power. It's already there inside you. Empty your mind of all thoughts. Just let me show you the way.
I should relax.
Open your mind. Hear my voice. Feel the vibrations and listen to what has been happening to you deep inside, but which you have been concealing. Trust yourself. It's all already in there.
I can hear something.
Now breathe.
It's a sound, very faint.
That's right. Concentrate on it. My voice is growing fainter, but I am here.
Whispers, words, mixed voices.
Focus on one of them. Don't be afraid.
I sense a stream. Some words are clear, but not all of them.
Let them enter into your mind.
I hear them. Now I can hear a clear voice.
Well done, Louis. Congratulations.
What was it?
You are now able to read people's minds.
What?
You heard me. From now on, whenever a human speaks to you, you will be able to read their current thoughts. So, if you need to know something in particular from someone, all you have to do is make them think about it.
But I'd be violating their minds, wouldn't I?
No, nothing of the sort. You won't really be penetrating their psyches. Let's just say you'll be picking up residual signals emitted by their thoughts. It isn't intrusive at all, rest assured. There are also a few rules you need to know that govern this talent when used between ourselves. You can read the thoughts of demons as well as of humans. But be careful. A demon more experienced than yourself will know that you are spying and will often react quite violently. It's considered bad form to play around the psyche of another demon. It's a question of courtesy. But let's be clear. What is most considered bad form is getting caught. So I would advise against trying to read the thoughts of Gregory, for example.
Home?
Yes, the old grump is touchy and rather a stickler about the conventions. On that note, go and see Sarah, Louis. Otherwise, she might leave without you. We'll continue this discussion later if you want. Just join me in my study when you've finished.
Vous êtes désormais capable d'entendre les pensées superficielles de vos interlocuteurs. Chaque utilisation de la lecture d'esprit coûte un point d'essence. Vous pouvez en récupérer un quand vous rencontrez une immunité, 2 quand vous exploitez une vulnérabilité, et 3 quand vous consommez une croix de Malte. Nice! Non, je vais pas lire ça.
You're right. I need to go now. See you later, Father.
One more thing. If you want to know the truth about your birth, ask her about Paris, 1763. At 12 Rue des Martyrs. That's where she disemboweled your mother to steal you from me.
Nice. Ok, bon. Alors, écoutez, là pour le coup, j'ai bien aimé les révélations finales. Et le personnage de Lord Mortimer remonte dans mon estime. Par contre, ce qu'il faut qu'on m'explique, c'est... Donc si je suis bien démon, ce qui a l'air d'être le cas, du coup ça voudrait dire que ça se transmet de génération en génération. Est-ce que c'est pas tout ça, est-ce qu'au final ça peut pas être une énorme manipulation où en gros on me dit t'es un démon alors qu'en fait j'en suis pas, c'est juste qu'il est en train de prendre le contrôle de moi. Je pense que c'est sur ça que la mère va essayer de jouer. Après je trouve que Mortimer fait plus de sens que la mère, ce qui peut être logique si c'est lui qui est en contrôle, cela dit. Mais ce que je veux dire c'est que j'ai envie de jouer vraiment sur lui. Sur son rôle, sur ça, quitte à devenir méchant vraiment dans l'intrigue. Parce que je trouve que c'est là en fait que le jeu est meilleur. Vraiment le côté la mère et au centre de l'histoire ça passe pas. Il y a quelque chose qui fait que ça passe pas et auquel j'accroche pas. Donc c'est pour ça que à terme je suivrai probablement cette voie d'être méchant ou en tout cas d'exploiter mes pouvoirs de démon. Mais en tout cas voilà, cette révélation était vraiment bienvenue. Vraiment le personnage de Mortimer est revenu de mon esprit et les développeurs, si c'est vraiment sur ça qu'ils partent, pour le coup également remontent dans mon estime, en tout cas pas les développeurs mais les scénaristes en tout cas. Allez, c'est tout pour cet épisode, merci de l'avoir regardé, portez-vous bien et je vous retrouve quand vous le souhaitez pour un nouvel épisode sur The Council. A bientôt.